Hey everyone, it's Amanda and I am back. I have been gone for a long time. I have come to the conclusion that vlogging every day always knocks me out of commission from videos for a while. And then add that to the fact that I started back to work at the end of August. I couldn't do it. I am so tired when I go back to work. It takes me a good 2 to 3 weeks to get back into the swing of things and getting used to getting up in the morning. And I'm so tired when I get home from work that I just wanted to stay home and relax and not do anything. So I've really missed making videos and I've missed being part of the booktube community, so I have decided to come back. Another reason I haven't wanted to come back is because I'm so overwhelmed by what I've missed in wrapping up what I've read, because I've still been reading, that I was scared to make any videos. I've been a little bit intimidated by everything. So I'm going to do a wrap up of all the books that I've read up until now, but it's going to be quick and I'm not going to go into much detail. I will highlight the ones that I absolutely love the most, and there were some that I really didn't like. So I'm just going to get started. These are the books I read between August 1st and now. I don't have all the books just to show you because I have taken trips to Half Price Books since I have read some of these and took the ones I didn't love to Half Price Books to get money for new books. So I will just insert a picture if I don't have the book. The first one is If You Were Here by Jen Lancaster. I really liked this book. I gave it 5 stars. It had a ton of 80s references, which I enjoyed. If you love the movie 16 Candles, you would love this book because the main character buys and renovates Jake Ryan's house from the movie. It's his house they filmed in. I don't know, I just thought it was cute and fun. So 5 stars for that. The next one is The Murderer's Daughters by Randy Susan Myers. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. It was not as good as I expected it to be. I started this during the Booktubeathon but didn't finish it until August 1st. Next is The After House by Michael Philip Cash. I requested this because the cover was gorgeous and it just looked like something I would love. Unfortunately, I only gave it 3 stars. I thought the best part of it was the cover, but it was still a decent story. It wasn't scary or creepy like I expected, but it was okay. 3 stars for that one. Then I read Nightmare by Robin Parrish. Another book I had higher expectations for than I got. Gave it 3 stars. It was a paranormal book, but with Christian aspects, which was unusual, and it just wasn't as good as I expected. Then I read Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I got this from Blogging for Books, and oh my goodness, 5 stars. This book is highly hyped, and I feel that it deserves all the hype it gets. It is an amazing book. It is so good. I think it's going to be a movie and it will make an amazing movie. It's a great thriller. It has a lot of science kind of stuff in it, but it wasn't over my head. It's explained in a way that you can understand, and it really is one of those books that does boggle your mind. And this is one of my favorites of the year. Highly recommend it. Then I read Tilt-A-Whirl by Chris Grabenstein. This is book 1 in a series, a very long series. It's the John Seapack Mysteries. They all take place on a seaside town in the Jersey Shore and have to do with murder, and this ex-military policeman is solving them, and there's a lot of humor and interesting twists and turns. I love the writing style. I loved the setting. It was a fun story, and I look forward to continuing on. The characters were great. I ended up giving this 5 stars, and I have a lot of the books in this series, and I'm happy that I do because I can't wait to read more. The only thing is they are summary reads, so I might wait until summertime to read more, but I highly recommend this series if you like crime fiction. Then I read When Death Draws Near by Carrie Stewart Parks. I got that for review. I gave it 3 stars. Okay, not great, not horrible. Then I read Lifeguard by James Patterson. This one I gave 2 stars to. I was expecting something else, I guess. I didn't enjoy it very much. I thought the writing was kind of generic and didn't find it to be interesting. And it was more of like almost like a gangs mob kind of story, which is just not my thing. Then I read Pokergeist by Michael Philip Cash. Another book by Michael Philip Cash that I received for review. I liked this one a lot more than the other one. I gave it 4 stars. It does have to do with a ghost who teaches someone else to play poker, which is kind of a cool concept. And it was just a fun story, so that one was 4 stars. Then I read Summer House with Swimming Pool by Herman Koch. This was my first Herman Koch book, and I really enjoyed it much more than I expected to. I gave it 4 stars. He is unusual in the way he writes. He really goes off on tangents and a lot of stream of consciousness, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting, very bizarre. The characters are strange, unusual, not very likable, but it was an intriguing story, and I did really enjoy this. Then I read The Occupied by Craig Parshall. I gave this 4 stars. This is a Christian fiction that I received for review, and it is about spiritual warfare. It was a really interesting picture of what spiritual warfare looks like. Definitely an interesting story, but I don't see myself revisiting it. Then I read Close My Eyes by Sophie Mackenzie. This one I had higher expectations for than I got. Again, only 3 stars for this one. It was not as great as I thought it would be. I think my expectations for thrillers is a little bit higher now because I've read so many thrillers lately that I expect them to be like knocking my socks off, and when they don't, I'm kind of disappointed. Then I read God Bless Us Everyone by Eva Marie Everson. It's a Christmas story, and I gave it 3 stars. It was cute, romancy, nothing extremely special about it, but it would make a great Christmas story for Christmas time. I received that for review. Then I read Game by Anders de la Motte. This is the first book in a trilogy. This book is cool because it has blue pages. This was really fun. It is a thriller, and it's about this man who finds a cell phone on a bus, and it asks him if he wants to play a game, and he has to do these challenges, and they get more and more in depth, and he finds out that he really can't leave the game, and it was just really good. I would highly recommend this. I actually bought this from Book Outlet for it was cheap. It was like $1.79 or something, and I think they might still have it. I got the whole trilogy from them, and I'm looking forward to reading the other 2, but highly recommend this. I gave it 4 stars. It definitely kept me intrigued, and I kept wanting to read it, so I recommend this a lot. And I finally finished Fair Weather by Richard Peck. My husband and I started reading this during the Booktubeathon, but we didn't finish it till a lot later. I sat down with him one night when we didn't have anything else to do, and we read the rest of it. And it was good. I gave it 3 stars. He enjoyed it more than I did. It's an okay book. It's middle grade about the World's Fair, but I don't know. It wasn't that exciting to me, so I gave it 3 stars. Then I read Dear Mr. M by Herman Koch. I got this for review from Blogging for Books, and I did not like this one. It was all I could do to make it through this book. It was not easy. Especially after reading Summer House with the Swimming Pool and loving it. I'm excited to read The Dinner. I own that one. This one was just not good. I could not get into it. I didn't really care about what was going on, and I ended up giving it 1 star. So this one's going to Half Price Books. I just did not enjoy it that much. Then I read Open, Get Ready for the Adventure of a Lifetime by David Gregory. This was a review book from Bethany House, or Tyndale. I think Tyndale House Publishers. This is a fictional story about a woman who goes through a door and ends up in the New Testament, and she sees Jesus doing all these things, and it was kind of cool. It was a neat concept, but it didn't go deep enough for me. It wasn't as good as I want it to be. So I gave it 3 stars. I'm glad I read it, but it wasn't amazing. And I read Breaking Free by Jennifer Slattery. This was an amazing look at addiction and what it can do to a person and their family. It's about a woman whose husband is an alcoholic and he's also into gambling, and it's destroying his life, it's destroying her life, and how it affects them and how they get through this. I really enjoyed it. I got this one for review from the author, and I really enjoyed it. It's very underhyped, but I really liked it. It's Christian fiction, but I think a lot of people would enjoy this book because it really is eye-opening of how addiction can affect a person, and I gave this 4 stars. Then I read The Christmas Angel Project by Melody Carlson. I got this for review from Revel, and I was not as excited about this one as The Christmas Joyride that I read last year, which was her book that was out last year. I loved that one. This one was not as interesting to me. I only gave it 3 stars. I thought it was okay. I liked the characters, but it just, something about it, it didn't have the pizzazz or the excitement or the characters. I'm not sure what it was, but I just didn't feel it. I also didn't feel like it had that Christmasness to it. Christmasness. I made up a new word. I don't think it took place before Christmas, and it never even really addressed Christmas because Christmas was after the book was over. So I don't know. I like Christmas books to take place at Christmas because it gets me in the Christmas mood. Of course, I'm reading it in September, so it didn't really matter, but yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I would recommend it, but it wasn't the exciting, loving, it wasn't what I was hoping for. Then I read She's Not There by Joy Fielding. I was super excited to get this one. I just bought this. I didn't do a haul, but I wanted to read this one. It was an interesting story about a couple who kept their children in a hotel room, and they were just downstairs having dinner, and when they went upstairs, their youngest child was missing, and then years later they think they found her, and they don't know what happened that night, and they find out, you know, at the end you find out what happened. It was a great mystery. I really like Joy Fielding's writing. I have several of her books, and I think she could be on her way to being one of my favorite authors because I like how she grabs you in her books. I've read one other book by her. I can't automatically state she's my favorite because I've only read 2 books now, but I do like her writing style. This was really good. I gave it 4 stars, and I would recommend it if you like those kind of stories. It actually kind of sounds like it might be similar to the plot of The Couple Next Door, which I have to get soon. I haven't gotten it yet, but I want it so bad. It sounds like a similar plot, but this was really good. Then, I'm almost done. Then I read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. Oh my goodness, this was going to be a 5-star. From the beginning to about 75% of the way through, it was a 5-star for me. First of all, the cover is gorgeous, and it's all the rain droplets are raised. It's perfect. I love it. The setting is so cool. You're on this cruise ship, and there's this mystery, and you just don't know what's going on. But it took this turn about 75% of the way through, and I was like, I didn't really like the way it went, and it dropped down to a 4 for me because I wasn't thrilled with the direction it took. I felt like the ending was just not great, but the rest of the story really made up for it. It was a great build-up. It did, I've heard people say this and I agree, it's similar to an Agatha Christie mystery, because you've got all these people and you don't know who it is, and it can only be so many people because they're all on this ship, and I just thought it was a great story, loved the setting, highly recommend this one. I just wish the ending would have been a little bit better. And the last book, which actually I'm doing books that I read in October, but whatever. I read this one, The Woman in Cabin 10, and this one in October, but now I'm caught up and ahead. It's Proof by Jordan Redwood. I just finished this yesterday. Oh my goodness, another favorite for the year. This was so good. This is Christian fiction, but I think if you like thrillers, especially having to do with a little bit of medical stuff, I would recommend it. There is some Christian symbolism and some really cool Christian elements in it, but they're not so prevalent that I think it would bother you if you don't like that. I think it would be enough that it's not enough that it would turn you off, I think. I think you would miss out if you didn't read it because just of that. I thought it was so cool. It has to do with DNA and genetics and this serial rapist, and oh, it was just really good. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I have the second book that I got for review. It's a trilogy, and so I needed to read the first one, so I bought this one from Amazon, and so I'm going to read the second one probably in November, but highly recommend this. I gave it 5 stars. It was great. The writing is wonderful. I really like this author, and I would recommend it. And that's it. I did it. I did it. I'm so proud of myself. I don't know how long that took, but I got through all the books I have read since I saw you last. So thank you for watching. I can't make any guarantees on weekly wrap-ups. I would love to say that I'm going to do weekly wrap-ups again. I always have great intentions, but I don't always follow through. Hopefully I will. We'll see. But it was great to see you all again. I hope you all have a great day. And I will be back with more videos because I have some things up my sleeve that I want to share. And have a great day. Bye.